Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Sunil sir.
morning, sir. Good morning, Sunil sir. Good morning, Krishnath sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's give everyone a few minutes to join.
Yeah, I think people will join in 5 more minutes. We'll wait for 5 more minutes.
Sure, ma'am. Good morning to everyone who joined just a couple of minutes back. We are almost at time, but if we can, Swati ma'am, we can
Yes,
spend a couple of minutes more for people to join, and then probably we can start.
we can start, sir. No problem. We
Okay.
can start with a review, and Radha ma'am will initiate the process, and then we will start. Radha ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, for today's session, let us start. Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all our resource person who are present here and all participants of day two of our faculty development program on data-driven business and analytics using DOMO, organized by Keystone School of Engineering. For today's session, our resource person are present here, Mr. Krishnanath Pawar sir, Senior Technical Advisor, DOMO India, Mr. Sunil Sinde sir, Major DOMO Certified, and Professor Swati Paneri, Expert Faculty Coordinator and DOMO Professional Certified. So for today's, before starting our today's session, let's start by quickly reviewing that we have covered. Day one, we have learned about navigation, menu options, user creation on the training instance, bulk upload, and single data upload, basics of analyzer tool. I think all participants got enough learning material for it, and if you wanted to revise those learning materials, so you can refer the YouTube links which we have shared yesterday. I hope all of you have a chance to revise these concepts and practices them, as today we will be building upon these foundations. For day two, we are going to learn about data ingestion and connectors. For before we begin, here are few important points to keep in mind for a smooth session. First one is keep your phone and mic off during the session. You may post your queries in chat box anytime. Attendance for the entire session is mandatory. You need to cover 100% attendance. Uh, don't forget to fill out the feedback form at the end, and make sure to solve the quiz daily, which we have shared in live chat box. Certificates will generate if you have 100% attendance. So I request you all to fill daily feedback form and attempt all quizzes which we are sharing in chat box. Now I would like to go further with Swati ma'am and other resource persons. So we are ready to dive into today's learning. We are privileged to have our resource person with us, and yesterday also, who will guide us through day two content and take us deeper into data-driven business analytics using DOMO. So without any further delay, let's welcome our resource person to begin today's session. So welcome you, sir, Krishna sir, and Sunil Sinde sir, and Swati Paneri ma'am. So it's over to you, sir and ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, we can start. So today we will discuss about the DOMO data connections and the data integrations. Yesterday we talked about the data integration like a cloud amplifier on premises, that is a DOMO tool workbench, and also we discussed about what are the different connectors present. So for example, general connector, specific connector, custom connector, and the write back connector. Today we will see them. Yesterday we talked in the theory part. Today we will see them how we can fetch the data. So let me share my screen. Let me know. Can you see my screen?
Now we can. And while Sunil sir is starting the session, anyone, if they are facing any issues with their logins or accessing the instance, please let us know in the chat, and we'll try to fix it while sir is presenting. Thank you.
Okay. So when you log into the instance, you will see the first page, that is the overview page. On top, you can see the different menus, that is apps, dashboards, alerts, buzz, app store, and data, and more. You will click on data, then first it will open the data warehouse. So we will talk about the data warehouse in a minute, but first let's go to the data. Below to data, a data warehouse, that you can see my cursor on the left hand side. Below to data warehouse, we have a data set. This icon, when you click on it, it will open the data set. In the data set, you can see different data sets are available. So whatever you fetch into a DOMO, it will get stored. If you fetch the data from the connectors, from the on-premises, or you upload the file, or in DOMO you create the web form data set, that all the data sets are get stored in this data set format here. You can apply the filter from here, like for example, add filter owned by, so for example, owned by me, Sunil Shinde. You can see these are the data sets are present here. So let's start with App Store. So on top, you can see the App Store button is present here. When you click on it, it will open some window like this. This is a DOMO app store where multiple connectors are present. So for example, if you type the connector name, for example, Snowflake, and when you hit enter, the different type of Snowflake connectors are present. So there is not like one connector is present that is created by DOMO. As per the use case and as per the requirement, there are multiple connectors are present. So you can see the key pair authentication connector is there, key pair internal manage unload connector is there, key pair high bandwidth advanced partition also there, auth connector is also there, and there is also a Snowflake dashboard. So Snowflake dashboard will create the quick dashboard. So for example, when you click on it, when you click on get the data, it will create the dashboard in the DOMO instance automatically. Also, it will fetch few data sets into a DOMO. So when you open any connector, so for example, key pair authentication connector, you can see this will give us some more information about the connector. You can see they create an even more secure connection between DOMO and your Snowflake database. And here you can see the setup effort is low, medium, or high. What you will need the account identifier, username, private key. You will require passphrase, role, and the secret identifier. For more setup, please read up the power up guide. So you can see this read up the power up guide is the hyperlink. When you click on it, it will open the another tab. And Domo have also created its own knowledge base article for the connectors. So knowledge base article means all the detailed information that Domo engineers or Domo employees have created for this connector. You will see they have provided us the detailed introduction, prerequisites, how you can set up the connector, what are the other parts that you need to perform while creating the configurations. And they have also provided the detailed information here on the Snowflake side as well. If not only on the Domo side, what you need to perform the steps, what you need to perform the steps on the Snowflake side as well. Then in the credentials pane, what you need to enter, you need to enter the account identifier, username, private key. In the details, you can write a query to pull the data from Snowflake. You can select the warehouse, the database schema, and the table, and it will look something like this. When you complete the credentials, the detail will look like something this. You will select the query, you will write the query, you will select the warehouse, the database, the schema, and then the table. Then under the table, what columns you want to pull into a Domo. Not only about just select the table and it will pull all the tables. So for example, if your table have 140 columns, is it required to pull all the columns into a Domo or not? As per your use case, you can select the number of columns. So for example, from 140, if you want to select only 10 columns, then you can select only 10 columns and then you can just pull the data into a DOMO. They have also provided the FAQ, customers or users have multiple times this question they are asking. So they have provided the answer for those questions as well. Okay, moving ahead, in today's session, we will pull the data from Google Sheets into a DOMO. So let me type here Google Sheet. Okay, we have the Google Sheets connector, Google Sheet Service connector, and Google Sheet Writeback connector. We will come to Writeback connector in a second. So I'm clicking on this Google Sheet connector. We will click on get the data. When I click on get the data, you can see in every connector, firstly, we need to fill out the configuration or credential information. After that only you will go ahead to details, scheduling, and create the data set. If you're not performing the credentials, you will not go ahead to the details and scheduling part. This is the basic requirement, or you can say the prerequisite in every connector. You will click on connect. Let me click on connect. You can see my information is here. It have opened my Google account. I'm clicking on this. So it is asking me you're signing back in DOMO data for connector for Google Sheets. I'm clicking on continue. Again, DOMO data connector for Google Sheets wants to access to your Google account. It is giving me information. It is also giving me some warnings that I can go through. Clicking on turn, continue. Okay, it have created my account here. Clicking on next. Then let me open my one of the Google Sheet here. For example, traffic report. No, this is not a good data. It have multiple. Okay, region summary. Okay, so data is we can see not fully ready to show. Let me go back to some other report. So like I said yesterday in the data transformation, the data is not always ready to create the cards automatically. We always need to do some transformations on it. Okay, this data is also not available. Okay, let me fetch this report. I'm clicking on copy, going back here, paste, something wrong. You can see it is error. Okay, this file type is not supported, therefore it is not working.
Sunil sir, can I share a simple spreadsheet which we can use?
Yes, please, that will help.
Yeah, sure.
Are you sharing with me?
Yeah, I'm going to share that spreadsheet with you, and I'll give you the URL as well so
Yes,
that you can
please.
connect. That's my Google account, and
Meanwhile, I will try with this.
yeah, this should work.
Have you shared with me?
Just one moment.
Yeah.
Help me with your email address, sir.
Let me put this in chat.
Sunil Official 01.
Yes, S official.
Okay, I've shared it with you. You should have got an email.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I was using my wrong account, therefore it was not working. My
Okay,
bad.
no worries.
So there are multiple Google accounts, and I was using the wrong one, and I'm pulling the data from that. So therefore, it was not working. Have you shared that file with me?
Yes, I have. Can you check your Gmail? You should have got an email giving you access to one particular spreadsheet.
Yeah, let me check.
In fact, this is a good example to understand the fact that DOMO is very robust in terms of security, because if your credentials are not correct, it will not be able to connect to your source data. Perfect. So again, this is dummy data, but we are trying to replicate something in terms of admissions for the year 2024 for uh, engineering college. So based on the URL
Okay.
which you have put, the system will automatically identify the worksheet name and it has populated it.
Yes, that so as you can see, I have pasted the spreadsheet URL here. It have selected the worksheet name because only the one worksheet is present there, therefore it have selected that. We can check in the Google Sheet file if the file have the column names or not. So you can see the column headers are there. The date format that we have selected here is a month, day, year. That is a default format for DOMO. But yes, as per your requirement, you can change the date format here as well. So as per the use case, you can do this. Click on next. Then how you want to schedule your data set. Like we discussed yesterday also this, that how you want to schedule your data set to run. Do you want to run this data set on every day or a specific time of the day or every hour or every 15 minutes? So this is the testing data set. So for now, I will schedule to run on manually only. Click on next. Then I will give the data set name as Google Sheet underscore admissions 2024 underscore test. because this is a testing data set. You can see Domo have also added the function here that add dataset to cloud. Whether you want to store this data set on a Domo data warehouse, or you want to store the data set on the another data warehouse. So for example, if you have added the another data warehouse, that is a Snowflake data warehouse, whether you want to store the data set on a Snowflake or in a Domo, that functionality is also present here. So now we are storing in Domo data warehouse. I will click on save. And you can see this is storing and preparing, and it have pulled 200 rows and 8 columns. We will just verify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have pulled correctly 8 columns and 200 rows. Yes, 201. First column, first row is a column. So you can see 200 rows, 8 columns. Data is stored on a Domo data warehouse. The connector type that we have used is a Google Sheet connector. This is our dataset name that we have provided. Last run a few seconds ago. Owner is Sunil Shinde, that is me. And let's go to data. And we can verify that column names are also correct. Like first is the applicant ID, program, category, gender, score. So it is not something that is populated by Domo. It is populating what is present on the source side. So let's verify. The first column is applicant, program, category, gender, score, joined, and admit date. So we will scroll to the right little bit and we will check that admit date is a date type. So here also you can see this is the data that we have pulled from Google Sheets to Domo by using the connector. And in the data set, you can also see it is automatically tracking the what can be the column type. So it is mapping the metadata correctly. You can see applicant ID is the text type. Gender is also text type. Score, because it is only number, therefore it is populating as a integer. If there is any decimal points are present, then it will give us in the floating format. Then admit date, you can see this is a date type. So it is populating data correctly. Then we will go to the history. You can see here, like we discussed yesterday about Domo Adrenaline, that Domo Adrenaline is a Domo proprietary system optimized for high query speed and accessibility. So this is something that if customer is not having its own data warehouse, like we just discussed, if customer wants to store the data on a Snowflake or Databricks or its own data warehouse or in a Domo, so if they do not have their own data warehouse, or if they just want to use the Domo data warehouse, then Domo will provide to it. So Adrenaline is our own means Domo system for storing and giving secure access to data for those elements of the Domo architecture. And Domo Adrenaline is fine-tuned for high-speed access, and we have worked on it very hard to make it. It's like query it quickly and pull the data faster and render the visualizations. So you can see it have took only 4 seconds to load the data, and it is a manual update. And yes, as this is the first time, therefore it took 4 seconds, and when we run again and again, it will take less time because it stores some data in a cache, so it can perform faster. Yes. Then we will go to the AI readiness. AI readiness is something like we will train our data set to work with AI chat, and then AI chat can give the answers on this data set. So for example, if we ask any question about the admission, so for example, how many males have scored more than 90, how many females, and what is admit date of by month, that kind of question we can ask to AI chat, and it will give us the result. How what cards we have created on this data set? Right now there is no cards, but yes, if any cards are created, then it will populate here as well under the data set. You can also create a card from here by clicking on add card settings. If you want to change the settings or verify the settings, you can verify the settings of this data set is here. So this is our account. This is our detailed information like the URL, worksheet name, column headers, and this is our scheduling that we have selected. Then this is a lineage. So what is the lineage of this data set? So because this is the input data set and this is just now pulled, therefore it is not showing anything. But if any data flows or transformation have been performed on this data set, then it will populate here. So it will populate the our input data set, then it will populate the data flows and the output data set. History, we just talk about this, that this is a information that it is showing that the date that we have pulled the data, manual update, start time, end time, and 4 seconds it took to upload the 200 rows, and what is the result. PDP is something that we can little bit discuss now, and in detail we can discuss in our future training, that we can enable PDP here and we can apply the policy on this data set. That so for example, I'm applying policy on this data set and giving Krishna sir's access to see only uh, male gender data. Then he will only see that data because he have now admin level role. Therefore he can see all the data. But if he has a editor role, or if he have some participant role or not an admin role, so he will only see the limited amount of data. But because he is admin right now, therefore he will see on all the data in the database. Alerts, if any alerts are present on this dataset, or you have created any alerts on this dataset. So right now there are no alerts, but yes, you can create alerts on this dataset as well. So for example, yesterday we discussed, if any row is added to dataset, or any row is changed, any row is deleted, or you can also add the gender total count is less than this, then send me an alert. You can also select what columns or combination of columns identify a row as unique. That you can do from here. Any question on the connector dataset here? We will see more datasets and the connectors, but yes, does anyone have any question? Let me open the chat. Let me check the chat. Hi everyone, says automated message. Let me.
No, Sunil, sir, we don't have anything in the chat.
Okay.
Just one moment. Just something came in. So
Okay.
this can also be used just as an data integration and ETL tool, and later on data can be staged in DOMO warehouse to use as ETL whenever required. There's a question from Mr. Varad saying that uh, can this be used just as in data integration and ETL tool, and later on the data can be staged in DOMO warehouse to use as an ETL whenever required?
Yes. So whenever we pull the data from any data sources, yes, we can perform the ETL tool on it. Yes. So we can perform after that. And after that, we will load into a DOMO data warehouse. But yes, there is other ELT can also be performed on this data set. So for example, you're extracting data into a DOMO, then you're loading that data into a customers or users data warehouse. So for example, Snowflake, and then we can create the magic ETL on top of it, and the transformation can also be performed on the Snowflake data warehouse. So ELT can also be performed. So DOMO can perform both ETL and ELT.
Sunil sir,
let
there's
me,
one more
yeah,
question.
yes.
In fact, that's they're saying that how can we connect to the Google Sheet? In our instance, Google Connect is not showing up. Can we again show how exactly we are connecting? Let's go to
Yes,
the,
sure. We will go to the App Store. Here you can see on top there is a icon here, App Store. Then here you will type Google Sheet, and then we are using this Google Sheet
just
connector.
just one moment, sir. Is everyone able to see this option, Google Sheets connector? Please, can we let us know on the chat, or you can unmute and answer. We are going to App Store. You're not seeing? Okay, that's interesting.
Uh, no worries. We will check this in detail in the practicals if everyone is okay.
Fair enough, Sunil sir. Let's continue. And I'll check in the background as well.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
So this is something that we have pulled from our cloud database to DOMO by using a Google Sheet connector. There are other tools also like specific connector or general connector, you can say that. So for example, the customer requirement is to pull the data. So there are multiple customers. So every day they receive the data over an email. So uh, so customer requirement is to send the data as soon as I send or receive the data over an email. So that data should come to Domo as well, because they are going to add the Domo email address in their email thread as well. So as soon as they receive the data over an email, the Excel file or CSV file, that data should also come to a Domo. So that is a requirement. So at that time, what we will do, we have some email connector as well in Domo. Let me close this.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, actually, in our Domo instance,
Mhm.
uh, whichever options you are showing that not showing in our account. So, is that any limited access, or what is the reason to not showing the Google Sheet connector and all?
Can you see this App Store in your account?
Uh,
Ma'am, are you there?
Ma'am, are you trying to access the instance through a mobile phone?
Ma'am, are you there?
Is anyone else also facing the same issue? Or are you guys able to see the App Store as well as the Google Connector?
Sir, no,
let me rephrase. Is anyone able to see it? Oh, Tarun, thank you, sir.
Yes, Tarun.
Okay. This might be a isolated issue, probably because of the access or probably because of the device which they are using. Um, I'll I'll check what's going on. Sunil sir, please continue. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so just wanted to clarify, the App Store or data pulled can also be can only be performed from your desktop or laptop machine. It cannot be performed from mobile phone if you're accessing through mobile phone your DOMO instance. You can see the dashboards and cards from the or the App Store or sorry, not App Store, the App Studio dashboards or the forms, but you cannot import the data from your mobile phone or tab. Okay, so now we are pulling the data from email to Domo. So we have discussed the requirement. The customer requirement is whenever they receive the Excel or CSV file over an email, that data should also automatically come to a Domo dataset as well. So here we just discussed, we have the power up guide. So always, because you're new to Domo, I always recommend whenever you're pulling the data into a Domo, instead of directly pulling, read up the power up guide once, because this will answer your questions and you will know what to do next. You will click on get the data. Here you can see Domo have provided this email address. Okay. And it have the copy email button as well. So the file location will be our email attachment. There are other options are also available. Download directly from link in an email or download from link to page. So there is a possibility that the file will not get attached, or there can be a custom email that there will be only a download link is present, and from that download link it will take us to another page and then data will get downloaded. So that is also a possibility. So in our case now we will attach the file over an email and then that file we will send to a Domo. The file type, multiple file types are supported: CSV, XLS, XLSX, XML, and some legacy do not use will be removed. So, okay. So they have added this note as well. That is a good. So email body is HTML email body as one row. So we will select XLSX from email address. So what will be the email address will data come from? So you can add the email address, or you don't know what will be the email address and from what data will come from. So I will just send here none. So email subject. So if this email subject is not defined, you can add none here. If email body is also not defined, so add none here. Attachment name and expression, if that is also not defined, what can be the attachment name, just add none here. There are also the advanced options are present. So data contains the header row. If you know that your Excel file always contains the header row or not, so you will add a true or false here. If you know at row number 5 what will be my header row, so you can add the header row number 5 here. If you know the skip footer rows, there are some notes present on the bottom of the Excel file. If you know, you can also add the skip footer row, starting data row. So for example, your header on a row number 5 and you're starting from, your data is starting from row number 8. So if you know this information, just add that name information here. If you know which Excel sheet name to pull into a Domo, that information also can you add here. Right now, in our case, this information is not required. So therefore, we are not filling this. You can also see if any escape character you want to perform, or by default is a backslash, but if you know that any other characters are present, then you can also put that here. Row header is yes. Date format that we discussed just before that, default is a month, day, year, but yes, as per your requirement, you can change this. And if you want the show dates as a string, so you can also perform from here. Numbers as a string column, so our case, no. Leading 0 as a string, so that is also not required here. You can also see allow leading digits in column name, ignore file content type, use raw number. So as per your requirement and as per your Excel or CSV file, you can check this box and fill out the information. Click on next. Then update mode is replace. We will give the dataset name, that is a FDP test, and initially we will give name email connector. Save. Okay. Krishna sir, uh, I will give you this email address. Can you please send me an email or add any Excel file over this?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
I'm putting this email address in chat.
Yep.
Okay, Krishna sir is sending data to this
Yes,
data
I'm
set.
going to send it in a minute. Just give me one
Yes.
moment.
So what he will do, he will add this email address in his email, and then he will attach one Excel file. He can add any information in the subject body, or he can give any name to attach file. Then he will send this, he will send an email, and that data, the attached file over an email, will come to this data set.
Okay. Which file should I send?
Uh,
The fun one. Let's do this. Faculty workload. Let me send that to you.
the file extension should be XLSX.
It's a CSV file, right?
No, okay, let me change then to CSV.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a CSV.
Let's save. Okay, let me know when you send this file.
Okay, the file is out.
Okay,
Did you get it?
not yet.
Change the configuration. Okay, let's check my send items.
Yeah, it will take few seconds to come
Yep.
here, sir.
So it's in my outbox, so it has been sent out.
Uh, can you please send one more time, please? Check. Yeah, it is coming. Yes. So you can see he have sent an email and data came to DOMO. So let's check the data. And Krishna sir, please verify the data. So this is the
Sure.
faculty, department, course code, hours per week, research hours. And this columns is created by DOMO, that is the batch last run, batch ID, download email, and the file name. So you can see the file name that he have sent is faculty workload.csv. So we can verify this information here. And the download email address is this. Uh, let me put this in chat. So, or I can put this here so everyone can see. So you can see data is sent over an API, So means it is using API. It have sent over an email, but yes, in the backend, each connector is using the API to send the data to Domo. So you can see the API connector, email, download email, and this is the address. And the first email, it is the first email, therefore it is showing one. So batch ID is one. What is a batch? Last one means this is the batch that in the batch these 7 rows have come, and this is the date, this is the ID, and this is the data. Kishan sir, can you please verify the data
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it is
I
working?
have validated the row and column numbers match.
Okay, great.
So I've got a eight rows and I've got 5 columns, which I've got department, course code, hours per week, and research hours for the faculty members. I've got 7 faculty members listed.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have any question on this Google Sheet or data set via email connector?
So like we had discussed yesterday, we have got more than 1,000 connectors for different data sources. What we showed you is just not even the tip of the iceberg. It is that simple. What we need is just a connection between the data set and the data source and Domo. And the way you connect to your data, that those are the credentials which are needed. Beyond that, we are able to identify the data and we are able to convert it into a readable form. This is just about ingesting the data into the system. The next things which we are going to see is about how do we convert this into visualizations which would be used for our data analysis. Anyone has any questions, please free to ask. Uh, in during the hands-on session, whoever is facing issues in terms of connecting or accessing the App Store or any of the connectors will resolve it during that time. Thank you.
So there are a few messages in chat I can see. Can we check
Yeah,
those?
that was one issue
Oh,
with
okay.
a connector. Mr. Hirol was facing an issue. So we can check that. Do we want to share his screen and see what the issue is, or do we want to continue with the presentation? Sunil sir,
Yeah, we can discuss the issue. No problem.
we can check the issue. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Mr. Hirol,
I will I will
activate
stop
this.
share. Yeah.
I'm going to activate your screen share. Please feel free to share your screen and let's see what's going on.
Oops. Where's my Zoom?
You should be able to share. Anyone who's facing issue and would like to share their screen, please feel free to do so.
So
Ye-
everyone can access the connector from the App Store.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Please navigate to App Store. You are already there. Can you punch in Excel? Please scroll down. Oh, that's interesting.
There are two scroll. Please use the second one. No, not this one on the right hand side. Swati ma'am, we can unmute them. Can we?
Okay, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah. Uh, yes, okay. Can you check the second scroll bar, please? On the right hand side, you can see the second scroll bar is also there.
Hiral, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
I have allowed.
Okay, let me check just a second. Uh,
Is this happening with everyone or is it just few of you?
okay, go up, please. Uh, on the left hand side, can you please scroll up? Displaying three result. Can you please check again for the Google Sheet? Yes. It is showing only three results. Okay, interesting.
I think it is because they are at either participant role or editor role. So they'll be like having access to limited connectors.
No, but
Um,
they should be able to see it.
okay, there
Can
is
you
a
please
one
put
more.
in your email address in the chat? Let's look at the admin rights.
Hiral ma'am, there is one more way. Please click on more. Let me annotate. Yeah, click on more, please.
See,
And
Mr. Sharma is able to see it. That's interesting. Okay.
certification reports, project and task, data science, task center, workflow approval. Okay. So ma'am, we might need to increase their access. Therefore, might be they are not seeing this from participant. I can we can make them editors. Krishna sir, meanwhile, can you check what is the role of?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Oh, they are all editor that I can see. Hiral have a participant role. Let me change just a second. Just a second, Hiral.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. We have got quite a few members who have participant role.
Okay, I have changed to editor role. Uh, can you please refresh your screen and check?
Yeah, now
Sunil
it's
sir, in the
displaying
meantime,
10.
I'm
See, it's displaying 10 results
Yeah,
now.
it is
And
because
Google
of
Sheet connector is
role.
there. It's because of
Yes,
the
thank
role.
you very much.
okay. I have identified quite a few people who are still in the participant role. Probably they logged in later. I'm going to change all these roles to editor and they should be able to fully utilize Domo.
Yes, sir.
So, you may want to continue. Thank you.
Yes.
So I'll restrict users from screen sharing now.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Can we mute?
Okay. So I wanted to discuss on the there are uh, about the custom connector. So there are two main methods to get the data into a DOMO when connector does not exist. And there is a decision whether we need the custom connector or not. So I want to discuss about it. So there are too many methods to get the data into a DOMO when a connector doesn't exist, either fetching the data through API or exporting the data file and pulling it into a DOMO. The preferred way is getting the data into a DOMO using the API and to fetch the data into a DOMO. The benefit of using the API is that you have more control and more flexibility over the data that is being pulled, uh, and it is robust. The other option is exporting the data to a file and then using the connectors, like we have used the email connector. So email connector is what it is doing. It is exporting data and then it is sending to a DOMO. The other way is a workbench, or the other connectors we can use. So for example, SFTP connector. These are the other options that the exporting data and then pulling it into a DOMO. So the benefit of this is the setup is generally less technical and quicker. That we have just seen that email connector is easy to set up and pull the data into a DOMO. So you can decide, means if the data that you are receiving, if that data can be automatically export or not. If it can automatically export, then can we send that data over an email or SFTP or not? If yes, we can check what is the format of the exported data. If the format is in JSON, CSV, or Excel, then if the JSON, then we can use the JSON no code connector. That connector is also present in DOMO. Let me show you in the App Store. So JSON no code connector. So this is one of the connector that we will discuss in a second. Uh, so this connector we can use and then send the data onto this connector using the SFTP. If the data is a CSV or Excel file, then we can use the dataset via email connector. If there is a concern to send the data over an email, then we can ask user or customer if based on your file type like a CSV or Excel, accordingly we can ask customer to use the SFTP server then and put your file there, the exported file, and from there we can pull the data into DOMO, or put your file on a server like your own server or a machine, and then we can pull that file by using the workbench into a DOMO. So export, these other options are present if the data is an API type. So we will check if on the API, do you have the API documentation or not? If the API documentation is not there, then it is difficult to fetch the data into DOMO. We need to miss, or you need to discuss with your third party team, get the documentation from there, and we will check that if the documentation have correctly API endpoint or not to get the data, to fetch the data, or to put the data into a DOMO. And then we will check what kind of authentication that API is required, whether this API require the normal authentication like a API key, or does it require OAuth 2.0. So OAuth 2.0 is more secure than the like just OAuth, or like a API key authentication. So in OAuth 2, you will add your client ID, client secret, and more API tokens that you will add, and it is a more secure on the API side as compared to no code connector or OAuth. Then we will check whether the API is returning data into a JSON format. If it is returning data into a JSON format, or if there is some custom authentication is required, so we will perform them, and then we will use a JSON no code connector that you can see on the screen, or we will use JSON no code OAuth 2.0 connector. So this connector also support the XML type API written, not only JSON. So yes, we can use this connector. If the data or the API is not friendly to use the OAuth 2.0 or no code connector or returning data in any other format than CSV, Excel, JSON, or XML. So at that time, we can discuss and we can create the custom connector, or there is another option that we can use the Jupyter workspace as well. So Domo also have a Jupyter workspace. So you can write your Python code in the Jupyter workspace. You can give the authentication, you can access the API and then pull the data into a Domo. So Domo have the Jupyter workspace, the IDE integration here. It have the repository and the packages present, and you can use those. The other option, you can use a custom connector. So Domo also offers the IDE to develop your own connector and publish them in your Domo instance. So does anyone have any question in this?
We don't have any questions in the chat, Sunil.
Okay. So we can start with JSON no code connector. There are no data to pull, but I want to show what is the configuration that users can fill and pull the data from the API into Domo. We do not have any API right now or the address API endpoint to pull data into a Domo, but just wanted to show the configuration part. So this is JSON no code OAuth connector, and it is showing OAuth 2.0 credentials here, so that you can see we will provide the account name. Account name you can provide anything. We will provide client ID, client secret, the auth type, what is the authorization code flow. So it is depend API to API or company to company, means what API is present, means what is your API endpoint code flow, whether it is authorization or client flow. So therefore, it is required to check the documentation and select the correct auth type here. Then we will provide, if you are choosing the authorization code flow, then we will provide the authorization URL. If any parameters and values are present, then we will add here the headers and parameter. The access token URL we will provide here. Again, for the access token URL, if any parameters and values are present, we will add here. Authorization type, pass client ID secret as a parameter or a basic authentication header. We can also select this part. So based on your documentation and the API endpoint authentication, what they are using, we can select this. The refresh token URL, we can add this. If your access token URL is getting expire in 60 minutes and your refresh token URL is getting expire after 1 year, then you need to add your refresh token URL here, because you do not want to come after every hour and change your access token URL here. What is the scopes that you want to provide to your this account configuration? And the scopes will also define what data or the data you can pull into a Domo, whether it is a read type or write type, and what other scopes that you define in your endpoint. The advanced option are the state location is a query parameter, state type is full, separate, or none. The response type can be a code or token, and redirect URL when refreshing the access token, whether you want to do yes or no. The force to refresh on every run is yes or no. Based on your documentation and configuration, you can choose this option. Okay, so this is the configuration part on the OAuth 2.0. And whatever the information you add here, you can verify this information here by seeing this authorization and access token curl command. And also you can see the by default header and content type is application and access form URL encode. The other headers you add here, this will come here. Does anyone have any question here? I will take this as a no. And now we can move to Workbench. So I request everyone to log into your Domo instance, go to more, then admin, because we are downloading the Domo Workbench tool, and that is present. When you go to the admin, you will see under the more, you will see tool downloads button. After that, just click on this Workbench 5.2 download Domo Workbench. Can everyone see more admin button? Please put your response in chat. Yes, please go to more, then admin. After that, under the more, you will see tools download button. And you need to download this Domo Workbench 5.2. Just click on this button, download Domo Workbench. You will use this Workbench tool in our practical session. Are you able to download this Domo Workbench tool? Yes. Go to more. Everyone, please go to more. Then go to admin. Scroll to the bottom. Under more, you will see this tool downloads. To be able to find this tool downloads button, then click on this tool download and then download this. Click on this button, download Domo Workbench. Are you able to download this Domo Workbench tool? Okay, great. Anyone who's not able to find this Workbench 5.2 button? Okay, I will consider this that everyone have downloaded this Workbench tool. Now we will check the Domo Workbench, how to pull data from your local machine or on premises into Domo. So we use the Domo Workbench tool to pull the data from on premises into a Domo. Like we discussed yesterday that the Workbench tool is not able to directly Domo go into the customer's environment, that is a secure environment, and pull data into a Domo. So instead, we install the Domo Workbench tool into the customer environment, and this tool will help to get the data from the customer environment and send that to Domo. So we will use this. So let me open the Domo Workbench. So we will go here and you can see the Domo Workbench is present here. Because I have already installed, therefore I can see this Domo Workbench. We will install the Domo Workbench in the practical session on your machine. I will click on this Domo Workbench. This will give us the pop-up and it will open the DOMO workbench tool. It is opening, just a second. Okay, let me pull up the screen. Okay, so you can see when you install the DOMO workbench, it will show you this kind of screen. This will be blank initially. So this is a home button where you will see your job failed and success rate. Right now, I have just tested on a one job, therefore you can see this high green bar. So you can see the total row that it have sent is a 3 rows, 63 bytes of upload total on date 9/17 2025. And this is a account. When you install the DOMO workbench, you need to add account into this workbench tool, so it will integrate with your DOMO instance. So what we will do, we will click on plus, then we will go here, we will add our domain. So after that, we will authorize. After that, it will give us the URL and the token. We need to open that URL and then paste that token there, and it will reauthor, or it will authorize with your DOMO workbench and the DOMO instance. Then we will save that information and it will populate the account here. So you can see this is my machine name, this is my DOMO domain, this is my name, the authenticator, and my agent ID. You can delete your account by clicking on this delete button. If any notifications are present, that will present here. This is all the people that are present in the DOMO training keystone-in.domo.com instance. Next, that you can see on the left hand side is jobs. All your job list will be present here from whatever the sources that you are pulling the data from, means on premises, the Workbench ODBC or the Access DB or a SQL or a MySQL or a QuickBooks or a local file provider. The it will, whatever the data you are pulling, that all the job list will show here. You will so it will also show the rows updated successful or failed message. If the job is scheduled, what is the next time to run? Let me create one job, and we will, before creating a job, I will show you how to do the system DSN or the configuration to pull the data from job. This is the more setting. If you want to perform any proxy into the server, so this information is here. So for few customers, you can enter into the system by proxy settings. So the proxy settings can be performed by here. The settings to create a backup or to import a backup. So for example, the server or the machine that I am going to use right now, this is on my laptop. So for example, tomorrow I'm going to use a new laptop. So at that time, I will create a backup, and on a new machine, I will import the backup. So my jobs will be there. All my jobs present in the older machine from the newer machine will be present there. So plugins, if plugins, what are the registered plugins present in the workbench? This is this information. Import, if you want to import the backup, just browse the file, that you can perform from here as well. If you want to export the backup, you can perform from here. If you want to see the logs, so for example, I have executed only one job. So that information, the job information, it will get stored in the log viewer on your machine. So in the backend in the Windows, it will create a folder that is a log viewer folder. By day, it will store, or by job, by day, by job, it will store all the log information there. Any legacy job schedule So that information will come here. If you want to perform the group schedule, so if you want to perform the run the job by 3 or 4 in or 5 in a bulk or 10 in a bulk, so that you can perform here. So for example, if customer have hundreds of jobs and they want to group the 10 jobs to run together, so they can perform from here. Okay, let me show you how to perform the system DSN. Before going to the system DSN also, I want to show you the access DB, because I do not have the MS SQL installed on my machine. Therefore, I'm going to use the MS Access DB. So yesterday I have created this table here that you can see. If you know how to use the access DB, then you can see it will create the ID by its own. I have just added name Sunil Krishna Ashfaq, the city Pune, Satara, and Nashik. Okay, and I have just stored this on this location, C users del document database 1 as a access DB, that is an access database, and the table name is just a table 1. I will add I will go to the system DSN. If you're on a Windows machine and you want to connect your Workbench tool with your Access DB, to perform that, you need to perform the system DSN configuration as well. So how you can perform that? Just open your Windows, search for ODBC data source. My machine is a 64-bit, therefore I am using 64-bit here. Then it will open the system DSN. First is a user DSN, then system DSN and file DSN. So yesterday I have configured this one, but I will show you how to add the system DSN. Just click on add, then it will open this screen. Select your drivers. If the SQL driver is present in your machine, then select SQL. Means if you're configuring for MS SQL Server, okay. If you're configuring for MySQL Server, then you need to install the MySQL driver here. If you're performing for IBM, so you need to install the IBM driver. If you're performing for Oracle, then you need to use the ODBC driver there. Because I'm going to connect with MS Access, that is a Microsoft Access, therefore I'm selecting this MS Access driver, and you can see the it is also showing the extension, that is a ACCDB. So I will select this, click on finish, then it will open this screen. So I can give the name. Before configuring this access setup, you need to close your access DB file, else you will receive an error. So just give any name, that is a FDP demo. Okay, then click on select the database, then it will open this folder. So my location is C, then it is users del, and I need to go to the access DB. What was document? I think document was there. Document, and you can see this is showing my database 1 access DB here. I will select this, click on OK. It have selected this, click on OK. You can see FDP demo is there. Then click on OK again here. We will create one job. I will show you how to create a job. Click on plus, it will open this window. The first is an overview window. Add your information correctly, because once you save this information or create this will not get edited again. The job name will be FDP demo. I'm giving this name. The transport type will be ODBC connection provider, because this will get configured with your DSN correctly. If it is a MS SQL, you will select MS SQL. If it is a MySQL, MySQL. If it is a Oracle or any, if it is a Oracle, then Oracle, or if it is any other, then you will select ODBC. I have selected ODBC. The reader type will be a database query. So you can see this will be my dataset name, FDP DOMO. Dataset type is a Workbench ODBC. Create. After you hit on create, it will open other window, the configuration, schedule, schema, and notification. On top, you can see this is a preview button. If you want to edit your job again, then you will hit on this. This is a execute button, and on more, you can see the export, duplicate, and delete. Under the configuration, under data, we will so this is to how Workbench connects to your data. So we will click on edit. So it will open our connection type, that is a system DSN. If you're using means for few connections or few IT setups also using the connection builders and connection strings. So at that time you can select accordingly. So we have configured using the system DSN. So we will use a system DSN here. Then we will select the system DSN which we have created, that is a FDP demo. If we have given any credentials, so for example, if you're using the MS SQL or MySQL or Oracle, at that time you need to provide the credentials as well. So you just click on this, check this box and provide your username and password. Because we have not given now, therefore we are not using the credentials. Click on apply, then processing. Under the processing, you will write your query. So query execution time is a 300 seconds. So that is a 5 minute, I think. Yes, 5 minute. Then we will write a query that is a select star from table 1. Okay. Then set schema from database to metadata. I will hit apply, and update method will be replaced. So it can be append based on your requirement or use case, and it can be partition. So I will select replace for now, and I will click this button preview. This will open the preview window, and you can see it is loading. It will check, it will perform the connection with your Access DB. Then it will show us the data preview. It is always better, instead of directly executing your data, check the preview whether it is working or not correctly. It is like you're just compiling with your language. So you can see query string select star from table, and I can see the data ID 123 Sunil Krishna Ashfaq, city is Pune Satra Nashik. I will close this. Then we can okay, before going to schedule, I want to show this transform. So transform means if you want to, before sending data to DOMO, if you want to perform any transformation on your data set, that you can perform here. So under the add transform, you can add the calculate field, custom date change. If you want to change the date format, that you can change. If you want to perform any filter, that you can perform from here. If you want to encrypt the data, so while automatically when sending data to DOMO, it always encrypt the data. If you want to change the hash value transform, that you can perform here. Lookup table, search or replace, or shift the time zone, that also you can perform here. If you want to do some impersonation, like add the your credentials here, if I click on require impersonation, then it will check my domain username and password here. But for now, it is not required. Therefore, I'm not doing this. The additional settings are replace invalid cells with null value. Means if any invalid value or any invalid cells are there, then it will get replaced with null. Skip entire row if contains the invalid data. If in any cell there is a invalid data, then it will skip the entire row. Abort job on invalid data error. If there is any error that is invalid data, then it will abort the job. When to terminate the long running jobs on 24 hours. After 24 hours, it will get automatically terminate. Wait for data preparation. I have this is default checkbox that it will wait for data preparation. Upload even if data has not changed. So for example, like we discussed yesterday, my data is not changed, but do I still want to send the data to DOMO? Then if I check this box, then yes, by workbench, it will send the data to DOMO. Clear data set in DOMO if job returns 0 rows. So if you want the, if returns 0 rows, I want to clear my data in DOMO. So that we do not want, therefore I'm not checking this box. Disable job, allow null in string columns. So if you want to perform this operation, then you can check this box. The next tab is a schedule. How you want to schedule your workbench job to run on your local time or UTC time. I will select the local time. How you want to perform local update manually, update on a schedule like I discussed. It is minimum is every 15 minutes, then 30 minutes, 1 hour, 8 hour, 12 hour every day, week or month. Only run during a specified window. If I check this, then it will give me option to select my specified window 8 to 5. Then it will show the next execution, when my next execution will perform. So it will start at 12. If it start at 12:31, the next will be 12:46 after every 15 minutes, 101, 116, 131. Under the advanced setting, advanced schedule, that we can see once a day, more than once a day, or every day, specific day of the week, specific day of the month, specific month. We will select update manually only. So because we have run preview, therefore it is showing the schema of the table that we are fetching. So you can see ID, name and city column is there. What is a destination name, ID, name and city? The data type is a long string, whether we want to include this column in the output data set or not. Therefore, we are checking this box. These columns are also protected. Therefore, we have checked this box. If you want to log the data type, that ID data type that is a long, it should not change. At that time, we will check this box. Here also we have some information you can read here. Unprotected columns accept changes during the next execution and are automatically protected after. New columns are added and automatically protected. So that is a allow safe schema change. Therefore, there are other changes as well that allow unprotected schema change. If I select this, then you can see unprotected columns can be changed and deleted and remain unprotected. New columns are added and left unprotected. If you want to block all schema changes, then you will perform this. I will select the default allow save schema changes. So this will be saved then. For the notification, you will see. So if job fails or success, who should receive this notification? So I want to send the notifications. So for example, Abajan. So whenever this job fell, I want to send the notification to Abajan. So I will select this box. Okay. So we will run this job now. Execute. So it is executing now. Let me pull up the screen. So you can see determining the execution parameter. This is the previous preview. Therefore, it is showing this now. You will see this circle is here. Then that means it is running. So our agent ID 2, creating the data set, retrieving data provider type, creating stream. So this will show all the log information in this preview here while executing. Okay, so green tick mark, that means it have run successfully. I will close this. I will go back to Domo and I will check whether the job is fetched or not. So you can see FDP demo is fetched. You can see this is a current date and time. I will open this and I will check the data. So you can see the type is ODBC. I'm storing on Domo data warehouse, 3 columns, 3 rows, last one a minute ago. And for the Domo workbench, you can see ODBC via workbench is here. I will go to data and you can see the data is here. If you can see here, the setting tab is not present here because it is coming from the DOMO workbench. You can go to the history and you can check that it have uploaded 3 rows in 3 seconds, and this is the start time, date, and the result. Does anyone have any question on this DOMO workbench part? I will take this as a no.
Yeah, Sunil, so we don't have any questions coming up.
Okay. Now I want to discuss about the cloud amplifier because we have covered the our specific connectors, general connectors, on premises, workbench, the custom connectors when you decide to create the custom connector. And now we can discuss about the cloud amplifier integration. So if I go to the data, and you can see the first tab is data warehouse. So this is DOMO data warehouse where you can see all the data here. So you can see DOMO web form is there, Microsoft Excel is there, MySQL is also there, file upload is also there, the Salesforce is also available there. If I X this, and you can see the cloud amplifier integration, it will take a lot of time to integrate the cloud amplifier integration. Therefore, I'm just showing you how to configure this. So you click on this, add new cloud integration. You can see the native integration here. We will select Snowflake for now. Add new integration. You will add your integration name. So for example, I will just give it as test. Choose your service account because this one is not working. So I will add account. So you can see it is using key pair and username and password connect method. So username and password connect method will get deprecate by Snowflake in a few months or a few days. I don't know the exact date, but yes, username and password is going to deprecate. They are going to use a key pair authentication method. So you can see the account identifier. If you know the Snowflake, then account identifier is there. We need to add the account identifier here. If this account identifier cannot be retrieved in multiple ways, please the Snowflake documentation. So this is the documentation. They have provided us the hyperlink. So open this. This is you can say it as a Snowflake knowledge base articles. So it is showing here how you can get the account name. Here you will provide your username, Snowflake username, your private key file. You need to generate the private key file and provide that path. Then it is optional to provide your passphrase, and it is optional to provide your role. When you click on connect, if all the information is correct, then it will go to the next part, that is a data freshness and check. And if it is incorrect, then it will throw an error. Uh, Mine is failing at the private key file path, private key part. So therefore it is not working. So let me show you how it throws an error. Let me go here, add new integration. I will add a test name here. I will select the account FDP test. And when I click on next, you will see it will throw an error. So it is good to know discuss about the errors as well. So you can troubleshoot better. So you can see failed to use Snowflake role, invalid private key or passphrase provided. So this is the error that I'm getting. When you click on next, it will go to the data freshness and check. So you will schedule your Snowflake integration, when to schedule and perform. So how you want to perform it, like schedule after every 15 minutes, 1 hour, every day or week. Then you will go to the third part, that is a select warehouse. You will select your Snowflake data warehouse there. Then you will go click on next. Then you will select your database, schema, and table that you want to pull into a DOMO. So you can pull multiple tables at a time into DOMO. So it will create the multiple tables or data sets into DOMO then. So cloud amplifier, we use the cloud amplifier like data is present into the customer data warehouse. DOMO is just connecting with it, and it is not actually pulling data into a DOMO. It is just showing what is the data present in the customer data warehouse. It is not pulling actually the materialized data into a DOMO. It is just a view of it. So whenever we perform render any visualization, perform any transformation, so we are actually performing on the customer data warehouse data, not the data present in DOMO. So any question on this cloud amplifier integration? I think we have covered all the tools, sir.
I have one question, Sunil sir.
Yes, sir.
Which one is more complex, a connector or a cloud amplifier or the workbench?
So it is based on how you configure, how it will get difficult on the configuration side. All the connectors are easy to do. It is not something that is easy or complex. It is just the configuration part. Once you perform the configuration correctly, then it is just you just need to select the tables or write the query to connect to your database and table.
Absolutely correct, sir. It's all about the configuration. Once your initial configuration is done, at times your connector configuration might look a bit simplistic because of the number of steps involved, and the workbench configuration might seem to be a bit complex, again based on the amount of steps involved. But once your connection is establishment, after that everything is a piece of cake.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And also want to show that you can also connect to data by clicking on this connect data. We haven't discussed about the upload a spreadsheet, so let's discuss about it. So
Sure.
when you click on this connect data, you can connect to your app stores from connectors here as well. You click on connectors, it will open the app store and just add the your connector name. For example, let me give the name like Salesforce. So you will see these many Salesforce connectors are present. Just select you want to perform the operation and just give the configuration details information. Then connect, upload a spreadsheet, browse your file. I do not have the file right now with me. I don't know what this file is. Open. File is not supported. Please use legacy connected. I don't know what that file was. Okay, so we can discuss about the upload spreadsheet in the practicals as well. I do not have the file ready with me. And there is one more way that you can create the data set into a DOMO, like the relational, that is a column and row data set you can also create in DOMO. That is by creating a web form. When you hit on this create web form, it will open this view. So you can create a data set in DOMO as well. So like give the name as any, like ID, name, college, department. So for example, ID is 1. So you can see it have automatically picked the data type as an integer. The name is like ABC, college is DEF, and department is XYZ. Then give the dataset name as test. save and continue. It will again ask me to on which cloud integration you want to store your data to. Right now we just have DOMO. Click on save. It will load. You can see this is a DOMO web form tile saved on DOMO data warehouse, 4 columns, 1 row, last one a few seconds ago. Sunil Shinde is the owner. Go to data. You will see this information in the tabular or in the relational database format. That is a columns and rows. You can also copy paste your data from your Excel or CSV file here as well. But this is something that Domo have created its own relational table format like a Excel. Does anyone have any question on this? And when you want to edit the web form, just click on this edit web form and you can again add the information here.
Also, we don't see any traffic in the chat, so looks like it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I will stop share.
Okay, so I think everyone is clear with all the concepts. Thank you, Sunil sir, for a great session. It's a mix and it's very nice. Like we got, I think everyone got everything about this connectors and engagement data and how you created the workbench. Everything was very clear. So
Thank you.
thank you for a great session, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Sunil. Uh, so now we have understood how we are going to connect to our existing data. We'll do some hands-on practice after our lunch. And once we are done with that, tomorrow we'll look at the magic ETLs, the other visualizations which we have in the offering. And we are halfway done. We have pulled the data into Domo. Now let's play with it.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be connecting at 2 o'clock again for the hands-on session. So for now, we can disconnect and go for a lunch break.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sunil sir. Thank you, Krishnath sir.
You're welcome,
Yes.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone. Take
Thank
care,
you.
guys.